Okay, so I need to be real with you about something that's happening tomorrow, and honestly, I think most people have no idea how significant this actually is. December 16th isn't just another Monday. Tomorrow, the Sun in Sagittarius is going to square Saturn in Pisces, and I really believe this is going to be one of those moments where everything that's been stuck suddenly breaks. Like the universe is literally forcing a breakthrough whether you're ready or not. And here's the thing, if you've been feeling this strange pressure building lately, like something has to give but you can't quite put your finger on what, you're not imagining it. This energy has been building for weeks, and tomorrow is when it finally hits that breaking point. Now, if you're one of the three signs I'm about to talk about, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Gemini, stay with me on this one. There's something very specific happening in your chart that I need to break down for you later, because honestly, the way this is hitting you is completely different from everyone else. But first, I want you to understand what's actually happening cosmically, because this isn't just astrology talk. I think this is about to be a massive reality check that could completely change the trajectory of your next few months. And I've been feeling this energy myself. It's intense. The universe is about to call your bluff, and that's actually a good thing. So here's what's happening. When the Sun squares Saturn, it's like the universe is holding up a mirror and saying, okay, let's see if what you've been telling yourself is actually real. And I know that sounds harsh, but hear me out. The Sun represents your ego, your conscious self, what you think you want. It's currently in Sagittarius, which is all about expansion, optimism, freedom, basically saying yes to everything and figuring it out later, right? But Saturn is the reality check. It's in Pisces right now, which is already this weird placement because Saturn wants structure, and Pisces is like the opposite of structure. It's dreams and feelings and everything flowing together. When these two clash tomorrow, something has to give. That optimistic story you've been telling yourself, Saturn's going to test it. That dream you've been chasing without a real plan, Saturn's going to demand the blueprint. And here's what I've realized. This isn't the universe being cruel. I think it's the universe saying, if you really want this, let's make it real. But first, we need to clear out everything that's just fluff. Have you been noticing this already? Like situations where you can't fake it anymore, where the performance you've been putting on just isn't working. That's this energy starting to build, and tomorrow it peaks. Mars just changed everything, and most people don't even know it yet. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Today, literally today, December 15th, Mars just entered Capricorn. And if you don't follow astrology closely, you might not realize how huge this is for what's happening tomorrow. Mars in Sagittarius, where it's been for weeks. That's scattered energy. It's like having all this motivation but no direction. You want to do everything at once but end up spinning your wheels. Has that been you lately? Because I've definitely been feeling that, this frustrating sense of wanting to move forward but somehow staying stuck. But Mars in Capricorn, that's completely different. Mars is what we call exalted in Capricorn, which basically means it operates at its absolute best here. It's strategic, it's disciplined, it knows exactly what it wants and exactly how to get it. So imagine this tomorrow when the Sun and Saturn create this massive pressure point, this breaking point. Mars is there I think of it like a master strategist who just walked into the room. While everything else is chaotic and breaking apart, Mars in Capricorn is taking notes, making plans, ready to build something real from whatever's left standing. This is why I really believe tomorrow isn't just about things breaking down, it's about breaking through, because now you have the cosmic support to actually do something with the clarity that comes. Does that make sense? You've been living in the gap between dream and reality. Tomorrow, that gap closes. I've been thinking about this a lot, and here's what I've realized. We've all been living in this weird in-between space, especially since Saturn went direct on November 27th. It's like we've been stuck between who we were and who we're becoming, but we can't quite make the jump. You know that feeling when you know something needs to change, you can feel it in your bones, but you keep putting it off. Or when you're holding on to something, a relationship, a job, a belief about yourself. even though deep down you know it's already over. That's the gap I'm talking about, the space between the dream and the reality. And what the Sun-Saturn square does, and this was a big aha moment for me when I understood this, it eliminates that gap. It forces the dream and the reality to meet. And when they meet, one of two things happens. Either the dream becomes real because it has solid foundation, or it dissolves because it was never meant to survive in the real world. This is why tomorrow might feel intense, because all those maybes, all those we'll see, all those situations you've been avoiding dealing with. The universe is basically saying, time's up, choose. But here's what I want you to understand, and I really want you to hear this. This isn't punishment. This is liberation. Because living in that gap, living in the maybe, living in the what if, that's what's been holding you back. And tomorrow, that ends. 3 signs are about to face a major turning point. Is yours one of them? Alright, so while everyone's going to feel this energy to some degree, there are 3 signs that are literally at the epicenter of this cosmic earthquake. And if you're Sagittarius, Pisces, or Gemini, I really need you to pay attention to this part. If you're a Sagittarius, okay, so for you, this is personal. The sun is in your sign, which means this is hitting your sense of self, your identity, who you think you are. And Saturn is challenging that from your 4th house. That's home, family, your roots, your emotional foundation. Here's what I think is happening for you. You've been running, maybe not physically, but energetically. You've been chasing horizons, keeping yourself busy, staying in motion, because if you stop, you'd have to deal with something you've been avoiding, right? And tomorrow, I think the universe is going to make you stop. This could show up as a family situation that demands your attention, or suddenly realizing that all that freedom you've been chasing, it's actually been keeping you from building something real. The turning point for you is recognizing that true freedom doesn't come from having no responsibilities, it comes from choosing the right ones. And with Mars entering your 2nd house of resources and values today, you're about to get serious about what actually matters. The party phase? It's ending. But what's beginning is so much more substantial. You're not losing your freedom. You're finally learning what to do with it. If you're a Pisces, this is massive for you. Saturn is literally in your sign, and it's been there since March 2023, basically reconstructing who you are from the inside out. And now the sun is challenging it from your 10th house. That's career, reputation, your public life. You've been in this weird position where you're trying to show up professionally, trying to be seen, trying to make your mark, but something keeps holding you back. And I think what's been holding you back is you. Not in a self-sabotage way, but because you haven't fully defined who you are yet. You've been shape-shifting, people-pleasing, trying to be everything to everyone. Has that been exhausting? Because I can only imagine how draining that must be. Tomorrow's turning point for you is about definition. It's about finally saying, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is what I will and won't accept. The sun is illuminating where you've been hiding, where you've been playing small, where you've been letting others define you, and Saturn is saying, enough, stand in your truth. With Mars entering your 11th house of community and future goals, you're about to find your people, but only after you've found yourself. This isn't about fitting in anymore. It's about standing out as exactly who you're meant to be. If you're a Gemini, for you, this is all about relationships. The sun is in your 7th house of partnerships, and Saturn is in your 10th house of career and public standing. You're literally being pulled between love and ambition, between what your heart wants and what your life demands. I think you've been in this impossible situation where you're trying to balance a relationship with your career goals, or you're feeling like you have to choose between personal happiness and professional success. And the pressure has been building, right? Like something has to give, but you've been trying to keep all the balls in the air. Tomorrow is your ultimatum moment, and I know that sounds intense, but here's the thing. The universe isn't making you choose between love and success. It's making you choose what's real. That relationship that's been undefined for months, time to commit or quit. That career opportunity that requires you to leave something behind, Time to decide if it's worth it. With Mars entering your 8th house of transformation and shared resources, this is about merging or diverging, no more keeping one foot in and one foot out. The turning point for you is realizing that stability isn't boring, it's the foundation that lets you finally fly. The Chief of Staff has arrived and everything's about to get strategic. I love this metaphor I came across. With Mars entering Capricorn, it's like an ultra-competent Chief of Staff just walked into your life. You know how you've been feeling scattered, overwhelmed, like you're trying to do everything but accomplishing nothing? That changes now. Mars in Capricorn doesn't do chaos, it doesn't do maybe, it looks at the mess, makes a plan and executes. So while tomorrow's Sun-Saturn square is breaking down the walls, Mars is already there with the blueprint for what comes next. This is why I'm actually excited about this energy, even though I know it might feel intense, because we're not just tearing things down, we're clearing space to build something better. And for the first time in weeks, maybe months, we have the cosmic support to actually follow through. Think about it. How long have you been talking about making changes? How long have you been knowing what needs to happen but not having the energy or clarity to do it? Tomorrow, that fog lifts, the path becomes clear, and with Mars in Capricorn, you'll have the discipline to walk it. You can't fake it through this one, and that's exactly the point. Here's something I've been realizing. We've gotten really good at performing, at showing up how we think we're supposed to, saying what we think people want to hear, maintaining appearances even when everything inside is screaming for change. But tomorrow, the performance ends. The Sun-Saturn square has this way of exposing where we've been faking it, where we've been propping up situations that should have ended months ago, where we've been pretending everything's fine when it's really not. And I think a lot of us are actually ready for this, exhausted from the performance, ready to just be real. You might find yourself unable to pretend anymore, unable to smile through the discomfort, unable to keep showing up for things that drain you, and if that happens, don't fight it. That's not you being difficult or negative, that's you finally being honest. Because here's what I've learned, the universe can't give you what you really want if you're pretending to want something else. It can't align you with your truth if you're living a lie. Tomorrow isn't about punishment or restriction. It's about getting real so you can finally get free. When you wake up on December 17th, something will be different. I want you to pay attention to how you feel Tuesday morning, because I really believe you're going to wake up different, not dramatically, not like you're suddenly a whole new person, but clearer. Like someone finally turned the lights on and you can see what's actually in the room. That situation you've been agonizing over, you'll know what to do. That person you've been unsure about, you'll know where you stand. That dream you've been chasing, you'll know if it's real or just escape. This is the gift of the Sun-Saturn square. It's not gentle, it's not comfortable, but it's honest. And after months of confusion, months of maybe, months of living in the in-between, I think we're all ready for some honesty. Some things might end tomorrow, some illusions might shatter, some relationships might reach their breaking point. But here's what I want you to remember. Anything that breaks under this pressure was already broken. You were just really good at holding it together. And holding broken things together, that's what's been exhausting you. That's what's been holding you back. So if something falls apart tomorrow, let it. If someone shows you who they really are, believe them. If a truth you've been avoiding finally catches up to you, face it. Because on the other side of this breaking point is breakthrough. On the other side of this ending is a beginning. And with Mars in Capricorn, you'll finally have what you need to build something real. The bottom line, this is your cosmic permission slip to stop pretending. As we head into tomorrow, here's what I really want you to know. This isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every structure that's about to crumble was keeping you small. Every illusion that's about to shatter was clouding your vision. Every ending that's about to unfold is making space for something better. The Sun-Saturn square is like the universe saying, enough with the dress rehearsal, this is your real life, time to live it. And yeah, that's intense, it's uncomfortable, it might even be painful, but it's also exactly what we need right now. Tomorrow isn't about perfection, it's about truth. It's about finally breaking free from the patterns, beliefs, and situations that have been holding you back. And once that break happens, once that pressure releases, you're going to realize you're so much stronger than you thought, so much clearer than you knew, so much more ready for what's next than you believed. Alright, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Seriously, I know this was intense, but I really felt like you needed to hear it. If this resonated with you and you want to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. And honestly, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me which sign you are and what you've been feeling. Are you ready for this breakthrough? What's been holding you back that you're ready to release? I read every comment and I love connecting with you all. Take care of yourself tomorrow. Be gentle but be ready, and I'll see you in the next one.